everyone, Creeper here, and yes, I'm sorry that I'm using this mic. I have some issues going on behind the scenes, that's why I haven't been uploading recently, so I'm using this mic. So today we're going to be covering a sensitive society video, so let's just jump straight into it.
This is a situation that I've been thinking about for the last few days, ever since the H-Bomber guy video came out. If you haven't seen it, at least I think you've heard of it. I mean, this video almost has 10 million views. And for context, I had no idea who H-Bomber guy was until that video came out, and then I realized, oh, I've heard of that name before, and it was because he made a video called PewDiePie is a Nazi, which is a really bad video. You know, it was around the time where everyone was calling, PewDiePie a Nazi because of what he did. And just looking back, it's aged so badly. Not his video per se, but just the whole context around it.
The reason why some people might be calling PewDiePie a Nazi is because he had people make a sign saying death to all Jews. Now, the interesting thing is that H-Bomber guy didn't actually call PewDiePie a Nazi within the video. In fact, he says the direct opposite.
Just in case it wasn't obvious, no, I don't think Felix is actually a Nazi. Which, admittedly, is a pretty low bar.
Sensitive Society goes on to play clips from the video H-Bomber guy released about plagiarism, which covers partially Internet Historian. I don't think I actually need to play the clips here. All you need to know is that Internet Historian plagiarized an article.
Yeah, it does seem like he plagiarized pretty much the whole thing. But the conversation I've seen here when it comes to plagiarism, was it wrong? Was it right? The comment sections on multiple videos that I've seen is, who cares? Internet Historian is epic. He's based. You're a fucking nerd if you care about, plagiarism. And the other side is like, how dare you give credit where credit is due? And I'm sorry to disappoint you guys, but I might be turning into Boogie 298A just for this video and, fence it just a little bit, because I could see both sides. I could definitely see the side who's like, who the fuck cares? The video is good. Who cares? I enjoyed it. He got paid. Who cares? It's YouTube. Not everyone's H-Bomber guy who has a Patreon with thousands of dollars coming in every month because of his loyal subscribers. Not everyone could take a year, 2 years off YouTube and come back.
I know Sensitive Society here is talking about someone else's opinion, but I just want to point out that there is a channel like H-Bomber guy that can leave for a year and get millions of views and a bunch of support. That channel is Internet Historian.
And I also get the other side who's like, the writer who wrote that article deserved credit in the description, paid, however, but he deserved to be credited because prior to the re-uploaded version of Man in the Cave, there was no credit. The least you can do is inspire by and link it, or the name, or at the end have a little something that says, thank you to this person for inspiring me to make this video. His article will be in the link below and in the pinned comment. That's a bare minimum, and that's what everyone should do. I thought it was common sense, and I do think that it's kind of snaky for him to just take the whole thing. And I can't imagine being a writer and taking weeks to make this, to find the information, to get it approved, to get it published, and for someone to come along, rip it off, and be like, yeah, it's mine now. I'm just gonna switch a little words so you don't notice a difference, but I pretty much ripped it off. I'm leaning more toward that side of, yeah, the Internet Historian fucked up. Now, do I think Internet Historian needs to be banned and lose 50,000 subscribers because of this? And he should never return to uploading again? No.
This comes off as if Sensitive Society is just creating a straw man of people who don't really exist, and if they do, it's going to be a minority. Also, how horrible. He lost 50,000 subscribers. Well, people are allowed to unsubscribe to him if they're not okay with him plagiarizing an entire article. He's not guaranteeing those subscribers, and if they don't want to support someone who plagiarizes, they don't have to.
I think it's a huge overreaction. It's not like he's touching little kids as he's, fucking plagiarizing articles.
Just because something worse could have happened doesn't mean he's above criticism.
If that was the case, I would be like, fuck this guy, ban him, whatever. But unless you're a major creep or a weirdo, should you really lose your whole career over one video that you've already tried to correct multiple times?
How is Internet Historian trying to correct this stuff? He hasn't addressed it at all. The only reason he re-uploaded the video is because it got copyright strike. He would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for that strike. And we know that the original creator of the article has not been contacted by him.
Like Twitter-like behavior. I don't think it's as bad as Ethan is online, and, hope I'm wrong, but he doesn't seem like that type of guy. Where if you don't agree with him, blindly, you're a bigot, transphobic, homophobic, right-winger, I hope. And by now, the word Nazi has lost all meaning. It doesn't mean anything, honestly.
The reason this word doesn't mean really anything is because people like Sensitive Society like to pretend that the word doesn't have any meaning even when it does have meaning because they don't know what that word means.
Because of people like this. So this loser says, Internet Historian apparently gave a fake birthday as April 20th, 1989. 100 years exactly after Hitler's birthday because memes. So apparently this makes you a Nazi if you joke about April 20th because, that was the day Hitler was born.
The rest of the video that Sensitive Society made is basically just saying this exact statement over and over again. He is incredibly dishonest with this because it's not because it's April 20th, but it's because it's April 20th, the exact 100th anniversary of Hitler's birth. Now, if you think that is a bit of an overreaction, fine, you can talk about that, but you're being dishonest about it, Sensitive. Also, this tweet doesn't actually call him a Nazi. It kind of implies it, but it doesn't directly call him that at all. Sensitive doesn't talk about anything else that is important to cover, so that's where I'm cutting it here. Creeper out.
Socialism is when the government does stuff. And it's more socialism the more stuff it does. And if it does a real lot of stuff, it's communism.